Well, joining me now with more on business sentiment and how leaders are feeling across the board is Jake Silverman. He's the CEO of Kroll. Jake, welcome. Great to have you.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, so we're officially open for trade. Investors generally feeling pretty good. Based on your latest read on business sentiment, what can you share?
Yeah, we're in a time where volatility seems to be the norm. And in fact, as you saw the opening of the market today, it seems like people have incorporated volatility in their day-to-day thinking. And in fact, the only thing that really is stable in these times is volatility. There's a term that I use called VUCA, and that stands for volatility, uncertainty, complexity, ambiguity, and that's the reality of today's world.
So what are the best ways to navigate this from a business perspective?
The best way to navigate it is to focus on preparedness. We conducted, as you mentioned, a business sentiment survey, about 1,200 CEOs, and most CEOs, at least half, feel that they are unprepared. Unprepared for the VUCA environment in which we find ourselves. In particular, they're focused on cyber preparedness. I would say that at least half of the CEOs and boards believe that notwithstanding all of the focus and attention on cyber and threat actors, that they are not as prepared as they need to be.
Jake, stay with us. We are taking a look for our viewers at the first trade bell. This is for Amrise. Again, a spin-off today, officially now trading on the stock exchange with the ticker symbol AMRZ, completing its spin-off from Wholesome. And I was able to speak to the chair and CEO just before the opening bell ceremony earlier today. We're going to play that interview a little bit later before the end of the show in just about 15 minutes time. So more to come on that front, but certainly something to celebrate here at the stock exchange. Jake, heading back now to our conversation in terms of the landscape that's out there, how business leaders can respond. What more can you share?
Yeah, in our survey, we found that about a third of CEOs really are not sure what's going to happen. I would argue there's probably less than that over the next year. And their confidence level about their ability to perform over the next year, I would argue, is as low as it's been. If you think about sort of the dial of safety to prosperity, if you think about a dimension like that, many of our CEOs really are focused on safety. How can we protect our assets, protect our people, as opposed to leaning into what could be an opportunity set?
And what sort of investments does that take strategically?
It takes an investment in physical infrastructure. Are you hardened around your plant, your assets, your people, your office locations? It takes an investment in cyber infrastructure. Obviously, that's top of mind for so many people. But it's not just about money, it's about culture. Are you in a world where you have trained your people and made people aware of the vulnerabilities from threat actors? Given the events over the weekend, it highlights the fact that we always have to be on our guard for volatility. And when there's volatility, a VUCA world, threat actors emerge. So we have to be on our guard and make the investment in a culture of protection and safety.
So there is a lot of defense, it sounds like. Companies really needing to protect themselves, as you're sharing, in this particular environment. What about offense? How much flexibility and agility do these companies have, based on your sentiment surveys, to really play offense in this environment?
Right. Well, the more you have actually hardened your defenses, the more front-footed you can be about playing offense. I would argue that the companies that will do best in this period of VUCA are the ones that are most prepared. They don't have to worry as much. They can't be complacent about immediately obvious threats. They can focus on taking advantage of opportunities. So that dial from safety to prosperity can really turn towards that opportunity.
So based on what we saw over the weekend, the U.S. with its stated goal to eliminate Iran's nuclear program, bombing 3 nuclear sites in Iran. That's after Israeli strikes earlier, again, focused on this nuclear program. How do you think companies with this mindset, based on the survey responses, are waking up and navigating on this Monday morning?
Well, first, and I can speak from my own experience, we're focused on the safety of our people. Most companies are not focused on the geopolitical ramifications for their immediate business needs. They're focused on, can we keep our people safe? And I think that many CEOs woke up and said, okay, what are the implications of this for our people around the world, certainly in the Gulf, but also here in the U.S.? Could there be threat actors that emerge as a result of this weekend's events that we have to be mindful of? And the answer answer, unfortunately, but it's the reality of today's world, is absolutely yes. You have to be focused on your security posture at all times, but particularly after global geopolitical events like this weekend.
Jake Silverman, CEO of Kroll, thank you so much for joining.
Thank you so much.